The people that I get approached by the most are like old Hispanic men.
Girl, same.
They shooting they shot.
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be reacting to a video titled Men Don't Approach Beautiful Women Anymore. Let's go ahead and get right into this video. Make sure you guys don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
How long have you lived in LA?
8 years.
Wow. I was thinking you're like a couple years.
Like come up to me on the street and
Yeah.
person, like guys
Yeah, but
side of my
I
DMs
see why that doesn't happen in LA though.
Why is that?
Because like LA is one of those places too where one, there's a lot of people that are insecure. One, two, like rejection is definitely feared out here in LA because like there's been times where like a girl fell and I helped her up and she's like, ugh, and I was just like, wow.
She said you. Oh my god.
Yo, I'm just trying to think about picking up somebody that fell, being a good Samaritan, and ultimately them saying ill.
Yeah.
I would probably gently put them right back where I found them.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? That's
No,
disrespect.
that's so rude. That is so
Especially
rude. Oh
from
my
a,
God.
like, what?
I'm trying to help you up. You're the one who fell.
I do notice like a level of like, don't talk to me, you know, like there's like a stench in the air that's out here.
And I'm going to tell you why
that's
that
like
is.
that. And so I can see someone not approaching you because they're like, wow, she's a beautiful woman and I don't want to say something. And then she's just like you don't want to feel, you don't want your day to be fucked up because you said hello to somebody. You know?
I think that's a chance you got to take if you think somebody fired.
But what I'm saying is like after you take 2 chances and you find out that fire is fire, you know what I'm saying? You like, all right, you know what? How many times you gonna touch the stove? You know?
Okay, I understand.
It's like,
Well, but this is something that we wanted to touch on is like there's this cultural society thing going on, especially if you're in the industry, you're a public figure as a man. You know, you've seen the famous Keanu Reeves picture where he's taking fans with photos. And have you seen this? This
he
like
does not touch anyone.
He will not touch
won't touch a
anybody.
girl. He takes a picture, he puts his hand behind their back like this. Like he puts it straight
Like
out.
this.
He will not
His
hug
hand, you'll
them.
see his full palm.
Every single time you see him take a picture. Google it when you get home.
All right, so what are they saying? Keanu Reeves doesn't touch fans? Is it fans?
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu?
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu.
Yeah, I think that's what they were talking about. Is that like he won't, just so that no confusion happens. Like he'll just like when he goes around and hugs a woman, like his arm will be like levitating. It'll be like that.
But you know why he does that, right?
Oh yeah, because you don't want anything coming out being
Me
like,
too, cancel culture.
Yeah.
I think Keanu is low-key RP.
You think so?
Low-key.
I don't know.
Like
enough
he knows what's going on. That's what it sounds like anyways.
or he's seen enough of the news, right? And just been like, listen,
You know
I'm
what I
not
mean?
trying to get into any mess, but yeah.
If you're a man and you're alone with the woman, like you don't want that situation to come up. Like if you have stuff, if you have a career, if you have money, if you have whatever, you're in your mind, you're like, okay, one weird situation in an elevator,
it blows up.
it could all be gone. Is it worth the risk?
blows
You know,
up.
that person
Nah,
has to be really worth the risk. So I'm just curious to pose the question, I guess, back to you guys is, do you think things will change where girls are going to feel like, I don't get approached anymore and they're going to start approaching guys and that's going to be the norm? Or do you think things will just soften up?
I want to say 15 years ago, like in my teens, women used to approach me all the time. They would come up to me in the mall.
I mean, look at you.
Yo, I used to leave the club with at bare bones minimum at least 2 to 3 numbers. Bare bones. Anytime I touch road, at least 2 to 3 numbers, right? And the whole like Instagram and social media aspect came into play, and then everyone thought they were a celebrity. Like every basic chick thinks they're a celebrity because you got the filters and all the dog ears and all that crap.
If you're
right?
half decent with a filter, you're cute. You know what I mean?
And like the good thing about too online is you can see someone's lifestyle through like their Instagram. Like you can look at someone's Instagram and somewhat see like their friends or who they interact, unless they're like, you know, tricky and shit. But I'm saying like you can look at somebody and say, oh, okay, like this person seems fun. Like they, you know, it's almost like in some ways it's almost like a resume.
Hold on, is she eating?
Oh my God, stop.
Like I'm just catching that now. She's full blown eating during a podcast.
I mean,
And she has 2 little dishes, I guess.
I don't know what they're eating. Ice cream? I don't know what it is.
Nah, it looks like a meal.
I don't know
Like
what.
you couldn't wait until the podcast was over?
Maybe it's a long podcast. I don't know.
Hold on, is she complaining that men don't approach her?
Yes.
I mean, no disrespect to her.
Oh my gosh. Like, I don't think that's the case. I think, you know what happens though, is that
You don't think the kid? Hold on.
No. Okay, come on. Oh, she said how many years? 8 years that she wasn't getting approached, right? Like, let's.
Maybe she's been out of shape for 8 years. To answer the initial question, I don't think women are going to approach men. And when you have equality and Me Too and different organizations that are empowering women and
all my life I had to fight,
making them feel like, you know what I mean? Like they're strong and whatever, they're not going to want to approach men, period, because the way they're viewing men right now is as if they're better than men, right? They can do the same jobs as men. They can enlist in the army. They can, you know, have these dangerous jobs. You know what I mean? Like they want to compete with men and all this other stuff. So I can't see them, if anything, they're in competition with men. I can't see them approaching men because now you're putting yourself in a position of weakness and being vulnerable, because that's going to open you up to rejection, and women don't like rejection. They just don't. And if a woman was to approach a guy and ultimately get rejected, she's not going to have the mindset to continue to approach and get ejected over and over and over, versus a guy, he's going to have more of that persistence, because that's just kind of in his DNA to be assertive. But what are your thoughts on that?
Okay, so I was going to give you some pushback a little bit, because I'm like, yo, the way that women are acting right now, like with all this, I'm independent, I can do everything, I can do it, I can approach a man, no problem.
all my life I had to fight.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, no, I think they would want to try, but again, it's that thing of like, once they try and they get the rejection, it's not going to go very far.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
women don't like rejection, period.
Yeah. So I think I disagree with him. Like, I don't think he'll go in the direction of like women approaching men. I think they'll try and then they'll be like, oh, this is actually really hard. I'm not doing this again.
Instagram is good. It's like a quick snapshot into who that person is, but not on their page. You gotta look at the tag photos for the real.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like what they put. You know, I mean, you know, people be
100%.
faking for Instagram. It's wild how far, like the links people will go to.
Oh, I know.
To make it look like
they live in a lifestyle.
Exactly. Literally. You'd be surprised. I've seen niggas who are homeless in
no
real
way.
life, but like you next to a Bentley right now, like it's that extreme.
See, that ain't right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm like the opposite. Like I want to be low key. I don't want anybody like coming up to me like, oh, you did this, you did that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Humble. Yeah, but I think there is a psychological thing too, where if you're a very attractive woman or you're a model, I mean, let's be honest, if you're a model, you're kind of like top tier, like as far as at least your face symmetry and all that, where a lot of guys will be like, oh, they're really pretty, they're beautiful. I'm sure guys approach them all the time. And then there's this drop off where they actually get approached less.
It's common to hear that the more beautiful the girl is, the less she'll get approached, because what happens is that like, maybe it's the guys that are, you know, nervous to talk to her because she's so pretty, and you know what I mean?
You think so?
That is the case sometimes, though. You know what I mean? I'm not saying all the time.
I think it's...
But, wait. But the other side of it, though, is that let's say she's pretty, right? But then we all know, I'm not saying this is all light-skinned girls, okay? But we all know, like, certain girls, you know, that have an attitude face. They're very pretty, but that could be the reason why they're not getting approached, right? Not just because... They're not approaching you just because you're pretty. They're not approaching you because you look like you have attitude. So that could also be another thing. But
yeah, I mean, I would partially agree with you. Like if it's face to face, I think that they might not be approached as predominant, because like you said, they have that attitude face on. And again,
like, don't talk to me, don't look at me.
Don't talk to me.
You know what I mean? That vibe.
And again, the art of approaching somebody is lost in today's social digital world. So I think that same woman would be approached more on social media. Like her inbox would be flooded with DMs.
The people that I get approached by the most are like old Hispanic men.
Girl, same.
They shooting they shot.
Papi has no problem talking to you. Hola.
Like whistling. I'm like,
Yes.
oh my God. You know what? Also, I want to tell you guys a little story, because this happened to me today. So I live in Hollywood, and I was walking to Starbucks today with my dog, and this homeless guy, you know, he just started walking with me, right? And for me, he was dressed okay. It wasn't dirty. He had Chucks on. He had like a nice little shirt, but he was holding a bowl like to smoke weed or whatever. And he was just walking with me, and he wasn't saying, he was like, what's up? I'm like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm good. He's like, yeah, so it's nice out, huh? I'm like, he was talking like a normal person. So to me, I'm not threatened because I'm like, I'm 5'10". What's Shorty really gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I got my dog. It's broad daylight. I'm walking to Starbucks. I'm on Hollywood Boulevard. Not a big deal. Okay, so he's walking with me or whatever, and he's just telling me stories like, yeah, man, I swear to God, like, man, fuck my brother, man. My brother just stole 10 racks from me. I'm like, did he though? So then he's like, yeah, he stole my chain too. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's either she's living in a really rough environment, or there's something about her that's just attracting these homeless people.
No, listen, I know, like, there are guys who are just going to shoot their shot, even if they're very far chance of getting the girl, right? They're still going to shoot their shot, even if they're a homeless guy, you know?
Walk up to the Starbucks, and he's like, yeah, man, I just lost my card, though, but could you give me some? And you know me, I'm like, what is a $3 coffee? I'm not tripping at all. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm blessed. Like, let me bless him. Like, well, whatever. I go in there, I get him a bunch of shit or whatever. And then I come out and I give it to him. I'm like, hey, like, this is for you. I give it to him. And he's like, I'm like, yo, I'm about to hop on a phone call with my dad, but like, it was nice to meet you. Because I didn't want him to think I wanted to walk with him still. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, oh, thank you. I wish we could do this every day. I was like, oh,
I give him credit.
I was like, I don't know what to say. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go. He's like, oh, you sure? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I can walk with you. So he kind of like followed me a little bit.
You should have been like, same time tomorrow.
Is this the best example she has? Like, honestly, out of all the examples of a guy approaching her, is this the best one?
Listen, I guess it's a hard in LA. I don't know. If anyone's from LA, let us know how the dating
Yo,
scene
let
is
us
down
know
there,
how
'cause I'm
LA
curious
is,
if
because
this is actually, I don't know.
I mean, we're from Toronto, right? I mean, I don't know how it is in LA.
It's going to be
but
that different, but yeah. Anyways.
maybe there's a high homeless rate in LA. I'm not sure, but
I wouldn't be surprised. It is expensive to live there.
all right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and end this video. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time.
Bye, guys.